All right, here we are. Let me get myself in focus. Focus. All right, here we go. Welcome. Ken here at the Stamps of Life, Take Two Tuesday time. What day are we? I know we are moving through the month already. June, what are we? June 10th. Excuse me, June 10th. Welcome. Let's see who's here. Say some quick hellos. I saw a couple of you. Veer Blue, Amanda, hi. Who else is here? Let's see. Karen M, upstairs hobby room up in Canada. Jeffrey, hey Jeffrey, how's it going? Fred, I know it's not really Fred. Cheryl, I see. Hi Janet, Susan, and Andy. Welcome all of you. Hi, Ken again here at Take Two Tuesday at the Stamps of Life. We're going to have some fun today. We are going to look at some Slimline dies. I have a set of word dies. We're going to go back in time and pretend we're back like in high school and do a kind of high school related quiz that you might remember. Remember when they used to make us know all kinds of stuff about states and state capitals? So we're going to have a quiz about that. We have some fun facts today. Today is National, they have all these crazy days you can celebrate, but the one I'm picking out is National Iced Tea Day. How about that? National Iced Tea Day. You can't go wrong with that if it's hot. So we're going to do some fun facts about iced tea, and we're just going to have a good time together. You can see down on the scroll below me, we have an exciting class tonight. If you purchase the class, Stephanie will be doing the class today, the Scooter Dogs online class. You should have received your kit, and there's homework on the website. You can do all of that. That's going to start at 5 p.m. today on Pacific Coast time, and then 8 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. If you didn't sign up yet and you want to, you can still sign up. You can watch the class, go along with it, and your kit will just come at a later time. The great thing is the class is recorded, so you can go back and you can watch the class over and over again. So if you have a kit and you just want to watch tonight, great. If you want to craft along with Stephanie, you can do that. If you want to wait to make your cards in the future, you have that option. So you get to keep watching it over and over again as many times as you like, or until it makes you crazy. However you want to look at it. But we should have some fun. And I'm hoping you guys are all having a great day. Let's see a little fun question for you guys. So suppose, and it might be wherever you are, it is a very super hot day. Would you rather hang out at the beach or at the pool? Would you be a beach person or a pool person? And then give us one reason why. That would be your choice. Beach or pool, up to you. You pick. Super hot day, you have to go to the beach or you have to go to the pool. Which one would you pick and why would you go there? Make sure you answer the questions down in the comment section, okay? We want to hear from all of you. And the more you get involved, the more it makes fun. That makes things fun. Now, if you are watching at a later time, you can still comment in the section that's usually below me, like on YouTube. Add your comments, and we like to read those. Beach or pool, tell me why. And then if you have any other questions or prayer requests, you can add those in the comment section below. Let's see what else. Again, my name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. We do this once a week, Take Two Tuesday. We go back in time and we look at items from that are in the Stamps of Life inventory that you can get on our website, but that a lot of you have never seen because they're a little bit older. So we call it Take Two, our second look at these items. We'll do a little review. I'll show you some card samples. We'll find it on the website. I'll show you the samples that are there. And then I'll try to die cut or stamp a little bit myself. I usually don't make full cards, but just to give you an idea on how these things work. So if you're new, a new stamper or card maker, there's some interesting information for you and some information also not only about making the cards, but about the products on the Stamps of Life website. Now, I know a lot of you have been around with us for a long time, so some of you have these items already. And so this is just kind of a refresher for you and a reminder that you can get those out and then you can use them. You can use them again. Sometimes we just forget about the things we have, right? And Stephanie likes you to use some of the older things with the new things. Okay, so don't forget that. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and read through the comments we have here. See if my name is working. Yes. All right, let's see. I'm going to go and throw these up and see what you guys said. Looks like we got a lot of beach people. I would be a beach person as long as the water was warm. That's one advantage of the pool. You can get nice warm water. Sometimes the ocean is so cold, But otherwise, I like being out by feeling the ocean breeze and the sunshine and hearing the seagulls or just the activities of being in the beach. So my preference would be beach, but I do like pools, especially, like I said, they can be a lot warmer. Let's see. Here we go. We are going back, and Dawn says she likes the beach. She was born in the Caribbean. All right, there you go. You would have to love the beach then, right? And Glenda says she's not a water person. But Glenda, I said you had to pick. You had to pick beach or pool. See, that's the key. You have to pick. But she says she would stay inside with the AC. Upstairs Hobby says beach always in nature, can spread out more. Yeah, it's nice to have the space. Pool, Damari says, because she doesn't have to worry about sharks. That is a good point. When I go out in the ocean, I don't think about it, but is there always a possibility there is a shark by your feet? Yes, it is true. Amanda says beach because the breeze is cool. It's beautiful. Yep. Andy says that she'd pick the pool because there are less animals in the pool water. There you go. Honestly, you won't see me at either. I'll take the mountains. And then Glenda says, I'd rather be in the mountains. Oh, gosh. Upstairs Hobby says, here in Canada, more likely a lake than the beach. I guess that's true. And Cheryl says the beach. Karen says the beach. I love to watch the waves. Yep. And Don says hello. Florence says the beach. Veer Blue says neither. Well, Veer, you don't have to actually get in the water. You can just be by the water. So poolside or beach side. You just have to pick. Brenda says beach. Yes. So, and Christy says beach. Kellyanne says, I prefer pools. Valerie says pool. Awesome. Awesome. So welcome all of you. Tony says pool. As I'm older, worrying about the things swimming around. Yes. Just don't, you guys, if you're going to go to the beach, just don't think about it. Don't be afraid. You just have to overcome your fears some of the time, right? You have to take some risks and take some chances in life. That's the way to go. Don't let fear hold you back from doing things that you want to do. So what else? Visit our website. There are things on our website. Let me find the homepage here real quick. We added items on, when was it? Friday night, Saturday. So if you haven't seen, let me see if I can even find my way over there. I didn't get this page ready. Sorry. On the website, there is a really good one we got 4th of July and summertime cards. Let me show you what is there. And there we go. So visit our website. You can see this octagon flip. It's really cool. There's some add-ons for it. That is brand new. And then this one is super cool for celebrating the USA 4th of July, all that fun stuff. The USA flag. A2, that makes an A2 card. It's a fold it. And then it's going to show you some samples in there. Stephanie's videos on there. You can scroll through. But that's on the website. If you missed it over the weekend, those items were just released on Friday night, Saturday morning. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. And again, the flip-it's there. So you can find that on our website. What else? What else am I supposed to tell you? Let's see. I told you about the class. We don't need that one. Let's see what else. I think I do have some other things. The crafting corner will be, let's get rid of that. We got a double banner there. Sorry. Stephanie's crafting corner will be later this week. So stay tuned for that. If you want to have a fun time of crafting, Stephanie makes a full card, not a fool, but a full, like a complete card, not a card for a fool. No. Not that kind of card, but a complete card, and she'll show you all the steps to do that, and she makes it lots of fun. So join us on Thursdays. If you don't normally do that, we're on YouTube, Facebook, and most of the time Instagram too, okay? So Stephanie's Crafting Corner. And what else do I have going on? I didn't bring in a sample, but we are on our last week for the May card kit. The May card kit. Next Monday, we're going to start shipping the June card kit. So if you like the May card kit, do I have a picture of it? I might. Let's see. I think I do. Let's see. Is this it? Yes, that's the May card kit. If you want to get that one, this is the last call. This is the last week for this one. It's fun. It comes with the pattern paper pad, the You're a Cool Friend collection, and you get that nice A1 card base there. That is included in the set. And there's also, excuse me, 2 freebies from me. And well, actually, Maria helps me put them together, so we'll give Maria credit too. 2 freebies in there from Ken and Maria. That's in this month's kit. One second. And we'll probably continue to add those freebies for the next few months. So it's a good time to join the club. If you like free extra stuff, you get it with the card kit. The May kit is just going out for a few more days, and then we're going to switch over to June. That's going to ship out on Monday. So something exciting for you to look forward to. Did I have that? Where did I go? Let's see. Yeah, so I said about the May card kit. I showed you that. What else? I did the crafting corner. I think that is it. So we are going to get started. Let's see. I talked about the website. Yeah, we covered everything. Let me see. Give me one second here. What else did I want to mention? Before we get started, what was I going to say? Oh, we'll do our devotional at the end too. If you want to read ahead of time, if you like to read the Bible and just have a short little look at a passage, we're going through Proverbs. We're in chapter 22 today. So if you want to, while we're doing this demo, you can read through and read chapter 22, and that will get you caught up. And we'll spend some time. We call that our good news segment, and we'll just spend a few minutes reading over God's word and hoping that God will speak to us, and that will be fun. That will finish that with that at the end. All right, let's get rolling. We've done all our busy work. Now it's time to have some fun. So let's do that. Let me see how we're doing here. I'm going to get rid of that. I've got that up there. Good. What do we want first? Okay, it is the graduation season, and we have this. Oops, hang on. We have this die set here that is just kind of perfect. It's kind of hard to tell from here, but it's I'm so proud of you. So if you have a graduate in your life, and now of course you could use this for any type of occasion, but if you have a graduate, this die set is really perfect. I'm going to show you a couple card samples, and I'll show you how easy it is to die cut. But I did have a question for you. Hey, do you have any graduates in your family this graduation season, graduating from college or high school or maybe a trade school? Do you have any graduates? Maybe they're going from preschool to elementary or elementary to junior. Do you have any graduates in your family? Do you have any graduates in your family? That's my question for you. At church, we have a bunch of seniors that I kind of help out with the guys group, and we have a bunch of senior guys who are graduating, and they just kind of finished up school right now. So it's an exciting time for them. And they kind of get that next step, moving on and seeing what God will do in their life is exciting. So do you have any grads this week in your family, a friend, neighborhood? They could be distant, close, any graduations to celebrate. Trying to think, our grandsons will be graduating from preschool to kindergarten. So that is exciting. And actually, I think our graduation day is going to be this Thursday. So we are almost there. So exciting for our little guys to go on to kindergarten. I'm going to show you this I'm so proud of you die set. Let me find it first on the website so you can see that. And then we will move over to, did I miss something there? Give me one second. I have that one. I have that one. Nope. Okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, let me grab the item I wanted to show you. So you just, if you type in proud, it's going to come up right on our website. And let's switch over to there. There we are. All right, it's just 2 dies. You get the letters and the shadows, the shadow for that. I'm so proud of you. And it looks good on the cards. Not so exciting by itself, in my opinion. But look, when you put it on a card, it looks really nice. I'm so proud of you. Now, of course, we're thinking of graduations, but you could just tell people you're proud of them anytime you want, right? It's just an encouraging thing to say. Maybe somebody gets a job promotion, or maybe somebody just does well in life, or maybe you just want, for no reason at all, just to tell somebody you're proud of them. I think that's a really nice and kind thing to do. So though I'm kind of thinking graduation theme, because it's that time of year, you could use this one any time of the year, any time of the year. Just put it on there. See, I'm so proud of you. Send that little card out to a son, a daughter, a grandchild, husband or wife. It would even work. You know, sometimes we forget to tell the people that are special in our lives these nice kind of words, right? So this is an easy way to do it. There's the 2 dies you get. And I do believe there's a video down there. That's probably going pretty far back in time. I don't know. I don't recognize that video. And this is a nice one to use the adhesive sheets with, because the lines are really kind of small on this. Let's see. I want to show you the ones that I actually have with me. And I did die cut something myself yesterday, so I'll show you that. And I think we saw these ones on the website, but it'll still be fun to take a look at them. So let's show these cards off. Always fun to do. So what did I do here? Well, this is upside down. Somehow I got this upside down. I don't know what I did. This card had been sitting around a long time, and this piece had fallen off, and I glued it on real nice. But you know what? It's upside down. Woo. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because really, this is how the card should look. But you know what? That wouldn't work so good, would it? I'm so proud of you, as that's how it's supposed to be. Anyhow, A2 size card. Funny things happen, you know? Funny things happen when you're making cards. So that was a side opening card. If you didn't see it, opens on the side. And then you can also do top. You can do top. This is a top opening A2 card right there on the top. And it's a shaker. Look at that. Cool shaker. So it's got some little motion in there. It does happen. Things happen, huh? Now, if I would have caught that before I glued it and let it sit overnight, I could have fixed it. But nope, it was really glued down. It really, really was glued down. Let's see, my camera's a little bit off. Let me try to fix that real quick. Whoops. This works for these kind of cards, but we're going to do some slimlines, and I'm going to need some extra space. So you did it. I'm so proud of you. Again, you know, we're thinking graduation stuff, but anytime you can use this, anytime you want, any time of the year. So that's the I'm so proud of you dies. And what did I have? Oh, you know, before we go ahead and die cut, we're just going to go straight to our quiz. So remember, we're kind of thinking graduation, and go way back in time, back to your high school days. And you remember how they used to test you and quiz you on states and state capitals and all that kind of stuff? Well, we're going to do a quiz today. We are going to do a quiz today. And so I'm going to need your help on this, okay? We'll try. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through all these questions. I think we can. It says 31 questions. I'm going to keep an eye on the time because we don't want this to go too crazy, but I think we can do this pretty fast. So they're going to ask us some questions, I think, about states and capitals. And I'm going to have you help me out in the comment section, the chat there that you can see, okay? You're going to add your, excuse me, you're going to add your answers to help me out. And we're going to see how many of these we can get right. So pretend we're back in high school. They're making us, remember, I don't want to learn about the states or these capitals. This doesn't matter to me. Well, we're going back in time and we're going to redo it. This is our chance. This is our chance to, maybe we didn't do so well in high school. We're going to redeem ourselves right now. So let me get the page that we're going to share. I see there's a question from Florence. Florence, the question, I don't know, where is it on the website? Are you looking for the proud dies? Just Florence, if you just type in proud, if you type in just that word proud in the little search box, it will come up. Hi, Gail. Karen says she just put it on her wish list. Great. Okay, here we go. I'm going to find the quiz for us. And I don't think this one is timed, but again, we don't want to be here forever. So hopefully this goes pretty fast. And I think you guys are pretty smart. You'll be able to bail me out on the ones I don't know, and we can do this. Let's see. I'm going to do my share a screen. This always takes me a second, so bear with me. We are going to do a share a screen, and that one. Okay, share that one. Okay, I think you can see my screen now, and try to get these commercials out of here as much as possible. And I'm going to go ahead and move that over so I can see your answers. All right, here we go. And I saw there were a few graduations out there, so awesome. Hi, Beth. Here we go. Now I need your help, so make sure you jump in the chat. All right, everybody. Anchorage is the largest city in which state? Anchorage is the largest city in which state? Nebraska, West Virginia, Missouri, or Alaska? What state do we find Anchorage in? This is an easy one. Somebody jump in there in the chat and help me out, but I did think I know. Yep, Alaska. That's what I was going to say. Good. Next. El Paso is a city is a U.S. city close to what border? What border is El Paso close to? It's in the United States, but where does it border? Well, there's only two options, Canada or Mexico. What do you guys say? El Paso, Texas, so it must be Mexico, right? It's got to be Mexico. It's got to be Mexico. Okay, good. We got that one. 2 for 2. Which of these states does not fall into the Bible Belt? Ooh, and now we're getting trickier. So Bible Belt is usually South or Midwest. So which one of these states is not in the South or Midwest? New York, Missouri, Alabama, Louisiana. Who can help me out with which one is not in the Bible Belt? I know this one, but I'm going to wait for you guys to jump in. Wait, yes, New York. All right, we're on a roll. I knew we were going to do good at this one. Now we're getting trickier. The treasure state is a reference to which state? Who knows this one? Wisconsin, Montana, Texas, or Oregon? I am out of luck. This is where I would have to say I have to phone a friend because I don't know the answer to this one. Somebody help me out. Which is the treasure state? Treasure state. The treasure state is a reference to which state? Montana, Kellyanne says. Anybody else? Got to back that one up. Kellyanne, so far you're on your own. Nobody else is helping us out. Got another Montana. Brenda says Oregon. Lisa says Montana. I don't know. 2 Montanas. No idea. I know. This is a tricky one. Okay, we're going to go for Montana just because that's the most votes, but we really don't know. Yes, correct. Huntington, Martinsburg, and Clarksburg are all cities in which U.S. state? Huntington, Martinsburg, and Clarksburg. Are they in Alabama, New Hampshire, West Virginia, or Kansas? It's getting tougher because, to be honest, I haven't heard of any of these cities either. There's a Huntington Beach in California, but how about these other states? Did anybody know? Brenda says West Virginia. Carol says Alabama. Oh, we got a couple. We got another West Virginia. Okay, we're going to go West Virginia. Good job, you guys. Number 6, which of these U.S. cities lies further south? Is it Memphis, New Orleans, Denver, Phoenix? Now, this could be tricky. I'm guessing New Orleans. My guess is New Orleans. It's right on the water, but I'm not 100% sure it's further south than Phoenix. What do you guys think? It's got to be New Orleans. It's not Denver or Memphis. New Orleans. Okay, well, I'm just going to go with that. I hope this is not a trick one. All right, we got it. Which of these cities is in a city in Texas? Philadelphia, Chicago, Phoenix, Houston. That's an easy one. I'm going to answer that one. Houston. If a U.S. citizen is known as a Mainer, where are they from? Wouldn't you say Maine? Is it Kansas, Maine, Miami, or Georgia? Has anybody heard of someone being called a Mainer? I'm guessing it's Maine. Maine. What do you guys think? Has anybody ever heard of that term, Mainer? Yeah, let's just go. That was the one that makes sense. Okay, I thought some of these I thought would be tricks, but they haven't been. Which of these is the city of Missouri? Riverside, Santa Ana, Corpus Christi, St. Louis. Come on, we all know that one. St. Louis, Missouri. 10, Dayton, Canton, and Lakewood are all cities in which state? Is it Nebraska, Massachusetts, Ohio, Tennessee? I think I know this one, but somebody help me out. Dayton, Canton, Lakewood are all cities in which? Ohio. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Ohio. 11, the Coyote State is a reference to which state? Ooh, this is more Coyote State. Is it Wyoming, South Dakota, New Hampshire, or Louisiana? Which one? I don't know this one. Coyote State. I'm going to guess it's Wyoming or South Dakota. That's my guess. But I don't know which one. Any of you know the Coyote State? Coyote State. Wyoming, Lisa said that. Okay, we got a couple Wyomings. Oh, we got one wrong. It was South Dakota, and everybody was saying Wyoming, so we all got that one wrong because I think I would have guessed also. I would have guessed that one also. Sorry. Who said South Dakota? Paula, you should have jumped in sooner. You would have bailed out. The Sooner State is a reference to which state? Mississippi, Oklahoma, West Virginia, or Maryland. I know that one. That's Oklahoma. Oklahoma Sooners. In the 30 years up to 1990, which U.S. city, what does it mean, trebled in size? Trebled in size. Does that mean in the 30 years up to 1990, which city trebled in size? Does anybody know what trebled means in this? Does that mean decreased or increased in size? The 30 years up to 1990, which U.S. city trebled in size? Tripled? Okay, yeah, maybe. That could be right, you guys. Tripled. Okay, which one tripled in size up the 30 years from 1960 to 1990? Which one tripled? Which one tripled? This is kind of tough. I would say it's not San Antonio. Cheryl says Chicago. I think it's one of the West ones, LA or Phoenix. LA or Phoenix. We've guessed them all so far, I guess. Phoenix is a guess. Phoenix. We're going to guess Phoenix. Let's guess. Yes, we got that one right. So we're going to stop at 20 because there's 31, okay? So this is number 14. Which of these cities is a city in Indiana? That's easy. Indianapolis. Woo. Colorado is most famous for which of these? Beaches, mountains, alligators, Mexican food. What is Colorado famous for? They don't have beaches, that's for sure. Who's going to guess on that one? Mountains, alligators, or Mexican food? What's Colorado famous for? It's got to be mountains, right? Mountains? Is anybody going to back me up on that? Mountains, there we go. All right, we've only missed one so far. The Keystone State is a reference to which state? Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Ohio, or New Hampshire? I think I know this one. I want to see if you guys say the same one as me. I think I know. I think I know. Keystone starts with Pennsylvania. That's what I say, Kellyanne. Yes, let's try it. Yep. Number 17, which of these is a city in California? Easy. San Diego, Dallas, Atlantic City, Vancouver. We're going San Diego. Number 18, John F. Kennedy Airport is in which state? Is it in Iowa, New Mexico, West Virginia, or New York? Does anybody know where JFK Airport is? Which state? New York, that's right. Hey, what? Oh, I guessed the wrong one. This was New York, sorry. So number 19. Correct. New York was correct. Albuquerque is the largest city in which state? Does anybody know what state Albuquerque is in? Which U.S. state is Albuquerque in? New Mexico. Perfect. Last one. We've only missed one. This is easy. In which U.S. state is Las Vegas? Utah, Idaho, Nevada, Nebraska. It's Nevada. Okay, this is our bonus question, because that one was too easy. The Magnolia State is a reference to which state? This is our last one. Last one. Whoops, I lost our spot. Sorry. Last one. 22 we got wrong. I answered number 22 by accident. Where is number 21? Sorry. Something happened to my scrolling here. Let me scroll down. The Magnolia State, question 21. Hey, I can't even get down there. What's going on? Sorry. My scroller is not working here. Come on. 21. We did 22. Number 21, is it Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, or Iowa? I'm going to guess Mississippi also. I know it's not Iowa, and I don't think it's Alabama. I say Mississippi, the Magnolia State. Anybody else? Ellen says Mississippi. Brenda says Mississippi. Let's do it. Yes. All right. Not bad. Not bad. What did we get? We did 21 questions, and we only got one wrong. One wrong. That is good. 21 out of 22. Now, if we could just go back to high school, we'd be doing really good. Now we could get good grades on all this stuff in high school, apparently, right? Apparently, we could do really well if we went back to high school. All right. That is it for our quiz today. Thanks again for all of you who jumped in and helped out, made this happen. And let's move over to and have some fun. Nope, not on that one. Here we are, my die cutting table there. And I'm so proud of you dies. Again, we're seeing card creations like this. Yesterday, I did my own little practice trial run. If you didn't see, that's my creation from yesterday. Easy. I didn't use the adhesive sheet, so today we're going to try it with that, where you can also have the I'm so proud of you. That looks like that. And then this cool one would be really awesome if it wasn't upside down. But that was not our card maker's fault. That was Ken's fault, because I did a repair on this card and it didn't get repaired the way it was supposed to. Let's see. We're going to get a couple colors here. Let's find something different that we haven't used and something sparkly. Let's try to make it sparkle. I got a little green there. Again, the glitter, especially since you're telling somebody you're proud of them, I think going with glitter is a good option. And let's see. Let's just for fun choose a couple different colors. So I've got those two colors. I'm going to get the dies out here. And we are going to put some adhesive on the back of this sheet. Oh, and I forgot to add what we're looking at here. So if you're new, we are looking at the I'm so proud of you. Where are my little banners? Boop. And if you want to find that on the website, all you have to do is type in the word proud. It will come up. This is from April of 2020. So just about 5 years ago. So we're going quite a bit back in time. And since it is so small, I bet if you guys even had it, there's no way you're going to find it, right? There's no way you're going to find it 5 years later, unless you're super organized and you have everything exactly where it should go. You're not going to find this, but I found it because we have a bunch of them at our warehouse in Utah. I found these nice cards and I said, hey, it's kind of the season for this kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and show this one off. Now, next up, stay tuned. We are going to be looking at, we're next after this, if I can't find any spare sheets of adhesive. Oh, here's one. We are going to look at some Slimline dies, and I have a couple versions, so stay tuned for that. We're going to look at some Slimline dies, and that is coming up. Our next items that we will look at today. Slimlines cards are fun. Of course, this is A2 size, but when you do a Slimline, just to give you an idea, our preview for our next item, when you have a Slimline, you have a little more space to work with. And it's more like a rectangular card. So we're going to do that next, okay? So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's finish up looking at these dies. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down and try to wisely use my adhesive sheets around here. I don't have a billion of them. I have a short supply. So this should match up. Let's go that way. A little bit larger. Should match up with the die. And if I can peel this, now it's time to get out the old glasses, because it is hard to see exactly where to peel with this stuff. Let's see, we don't want to do that side. We got to take this one coat off to get to the sticky part. Now, when you do a full sheet, it's much easier, but since I'm trimming it down and trying to use this, so this is the extra piece. We just get rid of that. That's trash. Then we're going to go ahead and take this and we put it on the back side of our cardstock, okay? If you're not familiar with this. Basically, this adhesive sheet is going to make your cardstock into a sticker. So just think of that. You're trying to make a sticker. So we've added this sheet on here. It has sticky material on there. You put it on the sheet you're going to die cut. We're going to die cut, run that through, and then we're going to peel it off there, and we won't have to add adhesive to our words. It'll already be ready to go. So that is our goal, our plan. And to save a bit of time, we're going to run these through at the same time. I think we can do that. So this I'm going to use for our letters, the glittery, shiny part. And make sure I have the right. See, I almost put it in the wrong area of the adhesive sheet. So that's got to be there. My adhesive sheet's in this corner. And so my words got to be there. And let's see how we're going to do this. This will be way off the edge, but it should work out fine. I could trim down this big piece of cardstock, but I'm just trying to keep things moving here. So let's see. Let's go ahead and go that way. And we'll add that there. Oops, yeah, I don't think you can quite see everything. Sorry about that. Let's move that over. So we've got our shadow and we've got our letters. Now let's just run it through the machine and see how things come out here. Should be a quick and easy one. Just a nice way to add a sentiment to a card front that you've created. And again, you can use this one on a lot of different occasions. Think of that. Lots of different occasions that you can use this one on. All right, let's see how things worked out here. Okay, we got about one word done here. One word. Oh, goodness. I wish you guys were here to help me. I wish you were here to help me. Okay, I hope whoever gets this card is really going to appreciate that. We're proud of them, don't you think? They'll never know. They'll never know how much effort this one took. And again, I don't want to get to the last little thing to peel away and have it tear on me. That would be terrible, to do all this work and then have it fall apart right at the end. Yikes. We're working towards the center. We've got all the pieces on the side done. I think I've got a couple more big pieces. Look, we're almost there. Hang in there. Hang in there. Don't give up on Ken. We can do this. We can do this. I think I have 3 spots. 3 spots. And it's we've already got the adhesive on there, so that's going to be good. Wowie, wowie. Do. 1. It's like a little bone. Hey, that didn't all peel out all the way. Come on. What happened? All righty. That one. I think this is our last piece. Last piece. You guys are going to go, I've never seen anything this boring. And I agree. This is very, very boring to watch and challenging to do. All right, got that. Don't tear on me. Make sure I'm so proud of you. Does that come off of there? I'm so proud of. Oh, look at that. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of work for that sparkly. This better look really awesome. That's all I can say. So again, our basic, you know how long this one took me to make? About 30 seconds. And what is this one? About 15 minutes. Goodness. So you can definitely see that this was a challenge. Okay, so we've got that one. We're going to go ahead and burnish this because we have our adhesive on there, but we want it to really, really hold tight. So let me see. I'm going to use the bone folder tool here. I don't want it to tear, so I'm just trying to push this down without really rubbing it too much. There's one little piece of our Y that didn't get really stuck down there. All right, here we go. So you have these two options. Go glitter. It's going to take you some time, but it does look nice. It does look nice. It gives it a little something extra. Or you can go with your basic. This is going to be faster. Looks pretty too, but I always do like the glitter or the foil. Maybe the foil would have looked even a little bit better. So we have these two options. Let's see if we were to put them on. We have this, our regular style black, and they did use the glitter there as well. So just to give you a couple of different options that could fit on there like that on our upside down card. And then with our just miracle, I'm so proud of you die cut, there it is. Lots of different options. Again, thank you for your patience. But it is a cool die. This version easy, this version a little more challenging. If you're a design team member, it was probably no problem. But for Ken, it was a bit of a challenge. I'll be honest with you. All right, there you are. Thank you so much. If you are still watching, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, whew, that was a lot of extra time. That was a lot of time. What did Carol say? Just peel off the glitter word, Ken. Don't worry about the sticker. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we did it. We did it. We're moving on. We're moving on. But that is a nice sentiment. And again, you can use it any time of the year, I think, for lots of different occasions. You're just going to have to pick out the format you want to use. You could use the glitter paper, go just basic cardstock. You could also do foil. I like the foil too. Maybe the foil is easier. I don't know. But it was a bit of a challenge there with the glitter paper. I ran it through twice the second time. The first time was not working when I had used the adhesive sheet, and I thought that would solve a lot of problems. We give it our best try. Okay, we're moving on. Let's move on to our next item. We're going on to Slimlines now. We are going on to Slimlines, and I have two different. First, I have the Slimline squares. Now, I only have a couple samples to show you of each of these, but they are nice. So this Slimline die set, you get two dies. And but it's really nice. It has this stitching on it that comes out really good. There are a couple card samples on here. Let me show you. And there we go. Nope. Where is it? There it is. And that is on the website. You just type in Stitch Square Slimline. That will pop up. There's the dies you get and a couple card samples for us to look at. You can add your little guys in there. You can use this as an open. You don't have to use the little squares if you don't want. And with the Slimline, it can be vertical or horizontal. Then you have your video. Now, if you're into other Slimline stuff, there's a whole bunch listed down here below. So that is all on the website. I have two card samples to show you, and I don't think we saw these on the website. So let's switch over to my other desk. And here is let's see, this would be our horizontal sample. And our designer on this one, now you can see they normally come with the stitch dies there that would make the inside, but our designer used, remember our peekaboo option? So the peekaboo square dies would also work with this. You could add that to this. So that is one option, something extra you could do if you like. So you can have little windows there as well with the peekaboo die squares if you have those. That's a nice option. And then also you can go, if you like to have a vertical card, let's see, I better scoot this back. Scoot this way back here so you can see the whole card. We have a not upside down card, but we have a boop, boop, boop. vertical card. So you can run your squares there too. And you can see the little stitching on there. I'll show you. Hello card. So it could be that way when it opens, this way as it's presented. But you can see the nice little stitch lines on there. Looks really cool. Gives just a little something extra to your card. So let's go ahead and die cut this one. But before that, I want to show you the other Slimline that we're going to look at as well. We're doing double Slimline today. We're just going to run them through the machine kind of at the same time. This is called the dotted Slimline. It's from April of 2021. When is the other one that we just saw? That is from August of 2020. So these are about 4 or 5 years ago. So this is the dotted Slimline die set. And let me show you that over here. Looks like that. Now on this one, you have to have the square. You have to have the base. This is just like a panel. And this one is really kind of just like a panel too. For either one of these sets, you have to have the full Slimline die sets for it to work, okay? So you have to have the full, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a second. So in order to use these, you have to have the full Slimline base card, all right? I want you to be aware of that. And then this creates this nice, this is the dotted Slimline panel. And it says so fabulous, and it has all those little holes. And our designer, I don't know how they did this. Look at all this stitching in there. I have no idea how they did that, but that looks really, really cool. It says you are so fabulous. And then you have your inside there. You can add off your finishing touch, your personalized stamp there on the back. One more sample where, oh, this is a nice one as well. And this is where we're back to kind of like a vertical card. Let's stop that real quick. And it says happy birthday, all decorated, and you just open up, boom. You can add in some nice sentiments there, and you can add a little finishing touch to your card on the back. So these Slimlines can be, again, either way. They can work as vertical cards or horizontal cards. You have options with these, okay, if you're not familiar with Slimlines. But the big key is, for these to work on if you want to make a Slimline card, you have to have a Slimline card base. All right, so I want you to know that. So here you see this large die here. This is going to do all the work. Let me see something here real quick. I think this works on a regular size machine, but I want to check for you before I say that. Let's see. Nope. So I want you to know this is a larger die, and it requires that you have a machine with at least an opening of 8.5 inches. So this is a little bit larger. It will not work in the narrow size machine. But this large die is what's going to actually cut out your card base. And so what it creates, let's switch over here, and I will show you. So here is the die set we're talking about. This is a basic Slimline base. It does come with a panel and some words and sentiments and that kind of fun stuff. It's going to make the card base. So this is the base, the blue, the solid parts here that you see, that is the base. Well, yesterday I ran it through a couple times and I created a couple different bases. So it will cut and it will score for us at the same time. So this large die here will create a card base that looks like this. I did a couple different colors, scores it for you and cuts it for you. So this will be our card base. This comes from this die set, just so you know, all right? Now, there is one other die that we have in order to cut these panels out that we also have to use from this die set. Let me show you. So we're going to open this up. Boom. Make sure there's no tape sticking these down. We're going to open this up. And boom. And I have a question for you while we're doing this. Are any of you guys out there, guys or gals watching, are any of you iced tea lovers? Because remember, today is National Iced Tea Day. How do you like to have your iced tea? If you do like iced tea, do you like one of those fruity flavors, or do you just go straight regular? Do you like to make it like sweet tea? Or do you like, a flavor, or do you just go plain, strong, regular, maybe add lemon? What is your favorite way to drink iced tea? Again, pretend we're back we asked earlier, we're at the pool or at the beach. We need a cool drink. What are you going to choose for your cool drink? Are you going to go iced tea with lots of sugar, iced tea unsweetened, maybe iced tea flavored, some flavor? What kind of iced tea do you like? I'm asking that question. I want you to post your comment in the comment section in the chat. All right. No wrong or right answer. Just getting everybody involved. We're trying to have some fun. For me, I like just regular iced tea, but I would add like some Splenda or some kind of sweetener that is kind of sugar-free. That's what I would pick. Okay. So I would go sweetened, but with some kind of not real sugar. I'll go for the fake sugar stuff. But that being said, some of the time we have a flavored iced tea or something, and I really do enjoy that. I really do enjoy that. So let's see what colors might work. Let's see. Let's try a light color and a darker color just to get a little contrast for us. And we're going to run both of these panels through. Let's try like a color like that. Nice and bright and yellow. And since we have so much red around here, let's try that too. So we're going to do a couple different colors, and we're going to run each of these bases through. So this is the stitched option. We're going to do that one first, and let's go ahead and we're going to do the red. So this has the stitching on it. You've got to have all of this working together. Let's see, how do we want to do that? So that will cut out that panel. And then I will have to, I better double check my card samples because I've already forgotten how this works from yesterday. So that is that one. Let's see. So we want it to cut out all the way to the edge, and we want it to imprint in there. All right. I think I've got it. My memory is correct. So we're going to go with that. This is the Stitch Square Slimline. And we kind of want it to hold in place. So, and this is going to cut everything out. So we're going to put that on there as well. So the stitching is kind of just impressing upon the paper. And we need this outside die in order to actually cut it out. So I've got that down, if you can see that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some washi tape because I kind of want it to hang in the right position. Otherwise, these sides are not going to line up exactly how we want. And yesterday when I was practicing, I did let one of the dies get a little bit out of place, and it looked a little bit weird. It wasn't the end of the world, but it didn't look as nice as it should. That is pretty close. I can see I have a little more space here on one end than the other, but that's not as big a deal as this section here. So we got that. Got that. We're going to run this through. And get that out of the way. Here we go. So this is our stitched square slimline. And you can add this right to the front of a slimline card. Okay. So here we go. Let's see how that turned out. Hopefully I remembered how to do that. Great. It's looking good. We don't need that. There is our die cut. So we can basically add this right to the front of our card, just like that. Gives us that nice window looks. We can put some little characters in there, decorate. So that's one option. So we did that one already. Let's go ahead and cut out so we can have a different background behind there too. We're just going to do a regular straight color here. This is just show you can add different looks in the windows too if you want. This will be a quick one. One die. And this was from the main card die set that we came with. Now some of our panel dies do come with this piece, but not all of them. So you'll want to watch. Whoops. Ooh, squeaker. That means I got a little bit close to one side. So here are the options. You can layer this. I just want to see that, let you know that you can do this. So maybe you were happy with this. Great. Maybe you just want to add a little bit extra color. You could actually go like this. Layer this here on that. And you also have the option to make it like that. So you can layer this. You can get different looks in behind your squares. 3 different colors there. Maybe you don't like my color combination, but I just wanted to let you know you could do that. Then our other one, this is the dotted. And again, we have to use, this dotted is cool, but if you run it through the machine by itself, it's only going to cut out dots on your cardstock. It's not going to actually cut out the slimline. You need this extra die in order for this to work. So I'm going to show you again how to do that. And this is another one where we might want to use washi tape to keep things straight, but I think I can do it pretty much without that. So let's go ahead and give it a try. And we're going to use this red, maybe strawberry cardstock this time. And hopefully we won't get any squeaking. We got that. Let's see if that will kind of hold in place. And I'll add that down there. That looks good to me. Good enough. Here we go. So we're going to run that through. This is the Slimline dotted, okay, the dotted version. And I showed you a couple samples there that use the dotted version as well. There we go. And right after this, we'll do some fun facts for tea. See what you guys said about your tea drinks. So here you see how it all pops out. Look at all these crazy dots. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to have to flick all those out. Oh, and I had some adhesive on there. Surprise. So I'm not going to pull all these out, but we'll do like one side since I took so much time earlier. So you just take your roller, whatever kind of tool you have to get all these little dots out. And just roll them through there. This is just a regular piece of cardstock. It's going pretty fast. So I won't worry about getting every single one out, but I'll get a bunch of them out to give you guys an idea on how this will look when you add it to your card front. Again, I haven't taken every single one out, but that gets most of them out and gives you an idea. And so say we want to layer it on here as our card front, it would work just like that. So you have that dotted look. You could add some character, some sentiments there. And again, just like the other one, if you want to do a different background, you could do that as well. So if you really want this as almost a Christmassy look, right? So you could also fill in your dots with a color behind it. So you have different options with these. You can go with a background. You can go without. You can go layered on there. You saw here. Maybe you like even, here's one other option. You could do the dotted and the stitch together. It's kind of getting a little bit crazy, but you might like that look. It might be something unique that you want to do. So a lot of the slim lines, they do mix and match, and there are different ways that you can use them together. I really like the slim lines because they are pretty easy and they give you quite a bit of extra space to work with. So those are the slim line. Let me remind you again, the Slimline dotted. And let me show you the good examples again from our design team. This is again the dotted. So fabulous, and it's layered. And then just a background layer on this one. And you can go again vertical or horizontal. You have those options. And then the stitched versions, let's see, stitch there, and that's a thanks card. They've got that nice background in there behind there, and then also a horizontal version, and you can add little windows if you like to. You have that option. This again would be from the Peekaboo dies. This is not included with the die set. All right, so I hope you like those. Those are all on the Stamps of Life website, going way back in time, 2021. You can check those items out. I think you will like them. If you already have them, if you already have some slimline dies, if you already have that main base that I was telling you about that you have to have, you might want to add that to your collection because the panels will fit right in with that die set. You're ready to go, and it really gives a nice, unique, kind of fun look. Lots of different ways you can layer it. You have lots of options. It's just one of those ones you could play around with and get just the look that you wanted. Okay, our fun facts. I'm going to find out some fun facts for, again, this is National Iced Tea Day. Let me switch over. There are a bunch of things that you could celebrate today. Let me switch over to that. National Iced Tea Day it is. what other days could you have celebrated if you wanted to today? I chose iced tea, but what were the other ones? Let me see. I'm going to go back one page. They always have all these things you can celebrate on each day. I think you pay money to get your item on there. So I think just about anything you want to celebrate. See, you could have celebrated National Herbs and Spices Day. Fine. National Egg Roll Day. Okay. National Ballpoint Pen Day. Great. But I chose National Iced Tea Day. And let me see your comments. What did you guys say about? So Karen says she doesn't drink iced tea. Dorothy says she loves Crystal Light. Crystal Light, that's good. Let's see. Marianne says she has a place called HTO, and they make delicious iced teas. It sounds good. Blueberry, ooh, that sounds good. Phyllis says unsweetened with lots of ice. Yeah, iced tea's got to have a lot of ice. It's got to stay really, really cold. Let's see. Anybody else? Cheryl said she likes sweet tea. Chrissy says made a blackberry pie and I got the juice for my tea. Oh, interesting. Jan says, sorry, I don't drink iced tea. Now, if you don't drink iced tea, does that mean you like hot tea or just no tea? And again, Dorothy said Crystal Light. Karen says, I don't drink iced tea. Dawn says coconut water. Chrissy says a blackberry puree and saves the juice for my tea. Okay, now we get it. And Dawn says, no iced tea. Lemon iced tea, says Danielle. Yes, there's lots of versions. You can get them in. You can brew your own, or you can get them in a can or a bottle. All kinds of different things you can do that. So let's see our fun facts for, I have them somewhere. Where are they? 22 facts about iced tea. Here we go. See how many we can go through. The origins of iced tea. Iced tea was popularized at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. I think a lot of stuff happened at the St. Louis Fair, the World's Fair in that time era. A tea vendor, Richard Blackendine, served it cold to attract more customers in the sweltering heat. What a smart guy. It's a hot, super hot day, and you want to cool people down. You don't want to give them hot tea, right? So he figures out, hey, I'm going to make cold tea. The first known recipe comes from 1876 cookbook called Housekeeping in Old Virginia. Maybe one of you has that cookbook. Ha, ha, ha. We're not that old, are we? Iced tea's originations can be traced back to 19th century in the southern United States. Great. Okay, number 4, sweet tea is a staple in the southern U.S., typically brewed with a lot of sugar and served over ice. There's Long Island iced tea. Despite its name, this is tricky. Long Island iced tea, how much tea does it have in it? None. Contains no tea. How about that? It's a cocktail made of vodka, tequila, rum, gin, and a splash of cola. That's a mix. Green iced tea is made from green tea leaves, lighter flavor. Herbal iced teas are caffeine-free. There you go. If you want to stay away from caffeine, they're made from a variety of herbs, flowers, and fruits. Okay, here's some health benefits from tea. I didn't know there were any, but we're going to find out. Some antioxidants in iced tea can help protect your cells from damage caused by free radicals. What is a free radical? What is a free radical? It has something to do with your cells. Does anybody know? Anyway, these antioxidants can protect your cells from free radicals. Who knows what a free radical is? Drinking iced tea may improve your heart health by reducing cholesterol and lowering blood pressure. There you go. If you have high blood pressure, check with your doctor. Maybe iced tea might help. Iced tea can aid in digestion. Staying hydrated is easier with iced tea. That makes sense. It's mostly made out of water. Fun facts about iced tea. Here we go. June 10th is National Iced Tea Day. That's what we're celebrating. Woo! A day dedicated to celebrating this beloved beverage. Wow. Here we go. Now, this would be a lot of iced tea to drink. The largest iced tea ever made was 2,204 gallons. Wow. Brewed in Somerville, South Carolina in 2016. That is a lot of tea. That is a lot of tea. Iced tea is the most popular tea beverage in the U.S. How about that? With about 85% of the tea being consumed being iced. Okay. In Japan, iced tea is often sold in vending machines. How about that? Around the world, in Thailand, Thai iced tea is a popular street drink made with strong black tea. and then sweetened with milk and spices. That's interesting, milk and spices. Argentina's version of iced tea is made with yerba mate and served cold with ice and citrus. In Hong Kong, iced lemon tea is a favorite, made with black tea, lemon slices, and sweetened sugar. And Turkey iced tea is often flavored with fruit syrups like peach or lemon. You know what? Talking about all these things are making me want to sample some of these iced teas. Okay, making the perfect iced tea. Here's some instruction. To avoid bitterness, brew tea for the right amount of time, usually 3 to 5 minutes for black tea, 2 to 3 minutes for green tea. So I guess that's where you brew it with hot water, and then you let it cool down. For a stronger flavor, use double the amount of tea leaves or bags when brewing iced tea. Adding a pinch of baking soda to iced tea can help smooth out any bitterness and enhance the overall flavor. So there were some tricks. So if you want to know anything about iced tea, today is the day, because it is National Iced Tea Day. So go out and get an iced tea. Nobody told me what free radicals are. None of you have heard of that either. I didn't know it. It has something bad for your cells. So stay away from free radicals. All right, we're going to wrap things up here. Today I'm going to use my tablet. Again, we are in Proverbs 22:6. If you have your Bible, Proverbs 22:6. Let me get rid of that little note down there. Again, thanks for your patience. Sorry, the glitter was such a challenge, but it did work out. But it was a little testy there. It was testing my patience, and I'm sure your patience. And then the Slimlines, you saw how easy those were. So we had one challenging die set, and I thought that was going to be the easier one, to be honest. And then we had also our Slimlines, which were way easier to do, way easier. And again, remember when I told you about the I'm So Proud? That is an easy one to use. What made it more challenging was the glitter paper. It's a little more thick, and it's a little more difficult to cut with a thin line die like that. So I think that was the real problem. Regular cardstock was no problem. The shadow was perfect. But when we did that, the thinner lines from the I'm So Proud with glitter, that became a little bit more of a challenge. So just remember that if you're going to do that. Okay, Proverbs chapter 22. This is a pretty famous verse that you have probably all heard of. Proverbs 22, verse 6. I'm drawing this up here on my Bible app. And I have the right chapter. All right, it says, here we go. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So that is our verse. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So now remember, this book of Proverbs is being written. Most of it is written by Solomon. Maybe he is at the age of being a not old father, but an older father, and he's passing along advice to perhaps a younger son, a younger person in his family. And so he brings up this topic of, training up a child in the way that they should go. So Solomon's likely sharing his own experiences that he had with his own children. Now he's passing this on to the next generation. So that's something for us to think about. We're in this generation, and we want to pass along our knowledge, the things that God has shared with us, to the next generation, right? I think it's real important that we do that. So the first thing we can note as we're reading this, it says train. Well, even before that, I want to mention it says train up a child. So it's real important, again, as I was saying, the things that we've learned, the things we know, understand, the things that God has put into our heart, that we pass these things down to the next generation, to the children. It's important that we do that. So we might have the way to do that as being a parent, one, or maybe as a grandparent. Maybe you have a niece or nephew that you could have influence upon. Maybe if you're a teacher, you get to teach kids. You can pour out the things that you have learned, the wisdom God has given you, to them. Maybe it's as a coach to one of your players, a athlete on your team. Maybe you're a music teacher, or maybe you teach card classes. Maybe you teach crafting, or whatever it is you do, whatever knowledge, things that God has given to you. How can you pass those down? Even your practical things as well as spiritual things. I think it kind of covers both things. So we're to pass these things down to children. And so you know that God really cares about kids. And so we're to have that care for kids. Now, I want to warn you one thing. Today at our men's Bible study, we were reading this story from Genesis chapter 20, like 25. There was these two boys who were born into the family of Isaac. Their names were Jacob and Esau. And this is something we have to be careful that we don't do with kids. So we want to train them and, encourage them and help them. But these two kids, it kind of says that one, Esau, was the favorite of his dad. And it says that his dad loved him. And then the other one, Jacob, it says that his mom, Rebecca, loved him. And so there's kind of like a dysfunction in the family. I think for us, we never want to point out that we love one kid more than the other, right? That's kind of damaging. I think if you're the kid that feels really loved, that's great. But if you're feeling less loved by one of your parents or your grandparents or somebody in your family, I think that's probably a really disappointing thing. So I think it's real key. If we're going to train up kids, this is just, again, a side note, that we equally love them all. And even if we have a tendency, maybe we have a little bit more love towards one than another, we got to make sure we don't show that, right? I think that's natural. If we have something in common with a kid, we're really more connected with them, it seems like we're probably going to love them more. But we have to be real careful about that. We want to make sure we build them up and show that they're equally loved, that we're not preferring one or the other. So I think that is a side note that just learning about that today, I hadn't even thought about it before looking at this verse. But when I came across that today, I thought, what a bummer for those guys to think that their mom or dad didn't love them as much as one of the other kids in the family. So let's make sure if we're training up kids that we never do that. Let's love them equally, just as God loves us, right? God loves us all the same, no matter how good you've been or no matter how bad you've been. God loves us all the same, and we're to share that same love with the next generation. So let's make sure we do that. So we're working with kids. We are the adults. We want to train them, encourage them, share things that we've learned. So training is, again, back to the things that we have discovered and that have become important to us. Now, if we're training somebody, that requires that we are going to have to exert some energy, some effort. It's going to take some time on our parts. But I'm telling you, if we pour in time and energy and effort into the next generation, it's going to really pay off. And then you're going to see at the end of the verse, it really does. So it's important that we be willing to give of ourselves. It can really make a difference in somebody's life. So we're training the kids. And then it says, the way. God has giving a way and a direction for each person that is unique. Now, there's the spiritual, the way that we're thinking about God's wisdom, the best way to live life. That's super important. And we can gain that by reading God's word, by praying, worshiping God, just being connected to him. But each person's going to have a different way, a different path that is best for them. And then it also comes to say like their physical attributes, the giftings, the things that they're naturally good at. We want to discover those things and encourage them in those things. So let's train them in the way they should go. And now remember, not every child is the same. They're all a little bit different. God has made us all different and unique. So you're going to have to, if you're training that child, you're helping them, encouraging in the right way, you're going to have to help them to know that way. And you're going to have to know what it is. Find out what the kids are good at and encouraging them in those things and promote them and help them to do even better at those things. And then also at the same time, maybe if they're weak in some areas, we want to build people up. We don't want to just overlook people's weaknesses. That would be important too, that we figure out ways to help them handle the things maybe they're not as good at. But it's really important to know that, again, everybody is unique and they have a way, a direction that God wants them to go in. So we don't want to point somebody in the wrong direction. We want to give them the path that is best for them, where they're going to really fit in and really excel. And that is important. So we're encouraging them to do these things, and we want them to pick the things that perhaps they're good at. And I think that's important. But that being noted, also, I want to say, we need to be willing to take risk. And also we want the next generation to take risk. So again, I was saying maybe some people aren't super good at things, but encourage them to go out and try and do things and discover. And are there going to be some failures and successes when we do these kind of things? Yes, there are going to be some times when, oh, it turned out awesome. And there's going to be times when, yeah, it was kind of a fail, but we tried. And that's stepping out in faith and trusting God. And I think that's real important that we don't become the kind of people who are just afraid to take chances or risk. So we want to encourage the kids to do that too. Knowing that, again, there could be success and there could be times when things fall apart. But all the time, we're trusting in God. We're trusting in the Lord. That He's got us no matter what, however things work out, where things came through exactly the way we wanted or things didn't work out the way we hoped. It's okay. God's got it. God's got our back, right? So we can trust Him. And then the last part of the verse I think is really important. It says, when he is old, he will not depart from it. So when you pour into a young boy or a young girl or a teenager or college age kid, or maybe, a middle-aged person, you pour into somebody else's life that is younger than you, it says that in the end, he will not depart from it. Now, this is a general rule that we pour God's love into people. We pour God's word into people, encouragement, teaching, instruction, wisdom. We pour these things into them. Might they, their whole lives, follow that path? Yeah. Could they depart from it for a while and get off to a different path, or maybe get onto the wrong path or miss the path they were supposed to be on? Yeah, it's possible. But it says when they grow old, they're going to come back to those things that you poured into them while they were younger. So the things you do and you share with today can definitely make an impact in somebody else's life in the future. Now, again, they might wander away from the time for a time, but the general rule, it says, when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now, that being said, there could be some exceptions where you pour into somebody's life, you teach them and train them and help them the way they should go, and they just never get it. It's always possible, but I think according to God's word right here, that's more the exception. The general rule is that they're going to return to what was best for them. So know that everything you do today might not pay off today, but it could really pay off in the future. And that's really important. And so the verse, again, I want to show you the verses because I forgot to pop those up there. But our verses today, we started off with Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. So let me make sure you see that. It's in your Bible, Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he will not depart from it. So that is an important principle. We can count on God. He's going to do a work if we are willing to do some of the work as well, right? As a parent, grandparent, whatever area in our lives that we can lead. Now, when it comes to God's word, I like this verse, and it means a lot to me because I've seen kind of in time how it is true. God says that He is going to do a special work when we get into His word, we talk about it, think about it. So what we're doing today, you might get this and grasp it, and you might go out and apply it to your life even today. But you might not catch everything, and maybe you don't start practicing this today. But we're counting on that God's going to do something great in the future, even as His word gets into your heart and into your mind, and into my heart and into my mind, that it's going to impact us in a positive way. So we're going to end up with this verse from Isaiah 55, verse 11. So this is one of those things like God's promising something good is going to happen when we read His words. It says, so shall my words be that goes forth from my mouth. It shall not return to me void, but it shall accomplish what I please, and it shall prosper in the thing for which I sent it. So God says His word, when you get into it and you read it and you start thinking about it and you start applying it to your life, it's not going to return empty. God is going to accomplish something in your life and in my life, and it's going to be something that's going to prosper you, and it's going to prosper me. And then when we share God's word with other people, we can know the same thing. Might, for a time, seem like nothing's happening, but in the end, God's going to accomplish something. When you share His word with somebody else, He's going to accomplish what He wants, and He says it's going to prosper. God is going to do something good if you and if we are both willing to share His word with other people. So those are some great promises I want you to think about today. How can you How can you train up a child? Are there any kids in your life, any younger people? If you don't have any opportunities, maybe is there a way you can find some opportunities? Coach a baseball team, or help out with a Girl Scout troop, or reach out to some neighbors. How could God use you? Maybe it's just in your family. That's usually the easiest way, right? As a parent or a grandparent. And then, so those are kind of practical things. We're training, we're encouraging people, but how can we also share God's word with people today? How can we share what God is speaking to us with others? Of course, we can pray for them, but how can we practically get God's word out there to make a difference? So we can see our lives prosper and the people around us too. We want that, right? We want the best for the people that God puts in our lives. All right, that is going to be a wrap. Hope you enjoyed our little study today. And again, those verses were Proverbs 22:6. And I see everybody's quiet there, but I hope that you were hearing me and that maybe God spoke to somebody. And let's see what else. Don't forget, tonight we have the class. If you signed up for the class, join Stephanie tonight. We're going to be there. And that's 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then lastly, Crafting Corner is going to be on this Thursday. So don't miss that. Stephanie's Crafting Corner. This weekend, we'll have new items coming on the website. We'll talk more about that on the Crafting Corner. So make sure that you tune in. All right, I am going to get back to the stuff I normally do around here, the boring, unfun things. This is probably the funnest part of my afternoon here at the warehouse. So I hope you are having a great day. I hope God that is speaking to each and every one of you. And I hope that God blesses you with an awesome day. All right, go out and enjoy maybe an iced tea. Celebrate iced tea day, right? You can do that. Go out for a walk. If you have a pool, lay by the pool. If you're close to a beach, go for a walk by the beach. There's lots of fun things you could do. Get out and enjoy God's creation and all the blessings that God has poured into your life and done for you. Give him thanks. Just get out there and enjoy life and be thankful. We all want to do that. We can all do that. That's a simple thing we can all do that will pay off, and it will prosper our own lives, being thankful and joyful, and it will also impact the people around us as well. All right. So that is it. I hope that you have, again, an awesome day. I will see you next week for Take Two Tuesday. And I will make sure that if I'm going to use glitter paper, that I practice ahead of time and make sure that it doesn't become such a long part of the episode. All right. I will see you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.